Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover about the top 10 best states to visit in USA. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about top states to visit in the United States. Also post your favorite American states to visit in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too. You could spend a lifetime exploring the USA and still not see it all. The world's third most populous and fourth largest country offers every imaginable opportunity for travelers. You could see the beaches of California or the mountains of Colorado, the farmlands of the Midwest or the cities of the East Coast. With so much to see, it helps to have a game plan. Pairing some of the country's most iconic events with each of the major regions across America, watch this video till the end to find out about 10 of the best states to visit in the USA. These are the top 10 best states to visit in USA. From coastlines to big cities, the United States is made up of so many diverse destinations that it's hard to decide which states deserve the distinction of the best states in America. Each American state has its own unique attraction and individual character. Number 10 on the list of best states to visit in USA is Washington. Of all the entries on this list, this is the one that I would most like to visit myself. There is just something about the state of Washington that stirs up images of settlers establishing themselves on the rugged frontier. The woodlands of Washington are supposed to be notoriously beautiful, and some people have compared areas of the Puget Sound to the Garden of Eden itself. Washington isn't totally uncultivated, however. The city of Seattle has become one of the most thriving metropolises on the West Coast. Boasting the headquarters of national brands like Amazon and Starbucks, Seattle has become something of a mecca for young adults. Overcrowding has brought some problems to the city, but tourists shouldn't have any problems finding an affordable hotel. Number 9 on the list of best states to visit in USA is Illinois. I'm sure that there are other locations in Illinois that are worth visiting, but for the purposes of this list I am only going to talk about one. Besides Los Angeles and New York City, Chicago is the premier city in the United States. Home to 5 major professional sports teams and some of the most impressive venues in the United States, there is plenty to do in this Illinois city. There was a time when the city completely wasted the tourist attraction of Lake Michigan, but recent rejuvenation efforts have made the lake a major component of their tourist pitch. Former President Barack Obama and rapper Kanye West are just two of several people who have called Chicago and Illinois their home. Number 8 on the list of best states to visit in USA is South Carolina. There are states like Alabama and Mississippi that might better represent what being Southern is all about, but South Carolina is the state with its roots most firmly rooted in Southern culture. South Carolina has been the epicenter of Southern politics pretty much since its inception. The state was an important theater in the American Revolution, and in the Civil War it was the first state to secede from the Union. Nowadays, South Carolina attracts tourists with its giant plantations and scenic beaches. Myrtle Beach is a hugely popular destination for college kids, but the entire shoreline is worth visiting. Number 7 on the list of best states to visit in USA is Colorado. Colorado was the first state to legalize marijuana for recreational use. This led to a huge surge in tourism. A chance to quickly and easily buy some pot, however, isn't the only reason that people are clamoring to go to Colorado. Not only are flights into Denver incredibly cheap, depending on where you're coming from, of course, Denver and the nearby city of Boulder are some of the funnest cities west of the Mississippi River. Unfortunately, legalization has attracted so many tourists that finding a place to stay in the city can get expensive. Luckily, there are also several places outside of Denver that are worth visiting. I don't ski, but I have heard that the Rocky Mountain slopes in Colorado are the best in the country. Number 6 on the list of best states to visit in USA is Texas. Texas is the biggest state in the United States, so obviously there are some things there that are worth visiting. As a whole, the state has a very unique culture dating back to its history as part of Mexico and as its own unique country. The state has traditionally been very conservative, but recently large cities like Austin have been making the Lone Star State more liberal. Austin itself is consistently cited as one of the best tourist cities in the U.S. If you are looking to find more of an authentic cowboy experience, the southern part of the state should be visited. Several important figures are from Texas, most notably former Presidents George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush. Number 5 on the list of best states to visit in USA is Alaska. Alaska calls itself the final frontier, a fitting name for a state that is separated from the continental United States by thousands of miles of Canadian wilderness. Before I began writing this list, I wanted to read some depictions from local Alaskans about what the state is like. Surely, it's nothing like the Alaskan myth that I had in my own mind from countless movies and TV shows. After doing some research, I found that the real Alaska is very much like the one shown in movies. Anchorage is the standard city destination, but pretty much anywhere in the state is a wild and unique experience. The only issue with visiting Alaska is that it can get expensive. Most of their food is shipped to them from outside the state, and a limited infrastructure can make travel difficult. Number 4 on the list of best states to visit in USA is New York. The state of New York truly only has two sides, New York City and the rest of New York, commonly referred to as upstate New York. If you have ever seen a movie about New York, there is a 99.9% chance that it took place in New York City. The most populous city on earth, NYC should be visited by every single person in their lifetime. The constant hustle and bustle and unique culture are unlike anything else in the world. If you're looking to travel outside of New York City, your destinations are more limited. The major city in western New York is Buffalo, and from someone who grew up near the city, I can personally attest that there isn't much to visit while you're there. If you're looking to enjoy New York outside of NYC, I would recommend visiting Ithaca or Syracuse. Number 3 on the list of best states to visit in USA is Hawaii. This is probably the most obvious entry on this entire list. The Hawaiian Islands are not only one of the most iconic destinations in the United States, they are one of the most beautiful tourist attractions in the entire world. I have never been to Hawaii, but I have seen pictures of the beaches where you can see the bottom of the ocean floor because the water is so clear. The interiors of the island also boast jungle habitats that would be worth visiting, and some of the islands have active volcanoes that you can tour. As Hawaiian natives run out of land, it will be up to their government to ensure that the islands remain a vibrant tourist destination. It would be a shame to squander the natural advantages that this state has. Number 2 on the list of best states to visit in USA is Florida. I've got 2 words for you. Disneyland. The famous theme park and resort was built in Orlando in 1971 by Walt Disney and the Disney Corporation. Since then, it has been one of the most popular tourist destinations in the US and is the top reason to travel to the state of Florida. But it isn't the only reason. Miami has recently become famous for its nightlife, and Orlando and Tampa are both major cities worth visiting. Then, of course, there are the beaches that dot the shoreline of the Florida archipelago. Number 1 on the list of best states to visit in USA is California. California is a huge tourist magnet for local adventurers and road trip goers alike. With almost 270 million tourists, it's a travel hotspot. And for good reason. Home to iconic sites like the Hollywood Sign and Golden Gate Bridge, and one-of-a-kind natural areas like Yosemite and Joshua Tree, California makes it onto this list of the top 10 states to visit in United States with a bang. LA is the obvious vacation spot in California, but San Diego and San Francisco also get hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. The Hollywood Sign, the San Diego Zoo, and the University of Southern California are just a few of the popular destinations in the state. So, which is your favorite American state among the top 10 best states to visit in United States of America? While you may have some states on your travel list, the search for a perfect destination for your much-awaited United States trip is never easy. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite states to visit in US in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too.